I got to level 20 today, Joe. Level 20.
I don't
Ooh.
have the game.
Did you get
Um,
through Act 1 already?
Almost.
Okay, if you finish Act 1, we can play.
I think I have like one quest. I have to go to talk to the lady, and that says it's Act 2, so I should
Yeah,
do that.
I'm in Act
I can't play. I'm too busy dating and fucking.
Got a hot date.
2. You are? You are? I don't believe it.
Roll an insight check on that. I rolled a 16. I don't buy it.
You only read the
Oh! You know, I never got to see this table. Ha! That's great.
Really? Well, it's fancy, and
This is great. This actually looks really good.
yeah, there's a lot of verticality. It's very dangerous. Okay, so we got a bunch of people that are missing. They aren't going to be here for like half an hour or not at all. We'll make do without them. I'm just going to kind of whiz bang through their turns without making a whole lot of rolls. Orin is flying with his cloak of the bat because it's nighttime,
Pearl.
even though it
That's
doesn't
a
look like
pearl.
it. No, no, no.
That's
Those
a pearl.
Joe, those are actually pearls, Joe. Those are like
Oh.
marbles I placed on the table. They just tell you what the height is.
Oh. Okay.
No, okay.
Yeah.
There's treasures.
So it's actually nighttime, even though it looks sunny here. Just here, I can go into the lighting and make it
Little
more
lighting. Yeah.
blue. There you go. Now it looks nighttime. So, um, Orin is flying, and he's going to fly over towards this rock here, where he's got a better chance of hiding. And he's going to use his cunning action dash, and he's going to go over behind this plateau over here. And everything's out of his range, so he's not going to attack. And then, Taurus, what are you going to do?
I'm going to.
Keep in mind, Soul stands behind you, and he's doing the hand gesture for his fly spell. And he says, I'm going to make you fly, buddy.
I say. Oh, here we go. And I tell Ulreg, hop on up, babe.
All right, so you're getting ready for him to do his thing, and then what's your action going to be?
So my action. Hold on, I gotta pull up my character sheet real quick because I don't know how this actually translates.
I mean, it's probably just going to be dash up, right?
Well, he hasn't cast fly on me yet,
No,
right?
no, no, no. But you can ready an action to dash up if you want to wait for him to cast.
Oh, oh, oh. So my interact's going to be to. I can one hand my weapon, right? My interact's gonna be to um, strap my weapon into my belt, into my weapon master holder,
All right.
where I keep my spear and shit. Um, and I'm gonna tell Ulreg to grab my legs.
All right. She's got a
Yeah.
firm grasp of your calves.
And I'm ready in action, so when I have my the fly cast on me, I'm going to dash up to the air drake, and yeah, it'll be 60, I think. So 120.
The fly spell gives you 60, and you dash for 120.
Yep.
Okay. And then ring sight. He's not here yet. He's going to look up at the air drake, and he's going to cast his most mighty and most powerful spell at the air drake.
Ulrich, I was gonna say Ulrich. I don't know what Ulrich's turn is, but I guess it would be on mine.
Yeah, it just goes on your turn. You can say what you should do.
Ulrich's gonna ready in action, to jump to the air drake whenever she gets close enough.
Probably not
So,
going to happen this turn. We shall
yeah,
see.
but in case the air drake comes down to me, you know. But anyways, that's it.
All right. So Ringsight aims his psychic lance, and the air drake gets hit by the psychic lance. I think. I have to look up the spell. Is it an attack roll or a save?
It's a save, I think.
He unleashes a shimmering lance of psychic power from his forehead at a creature that he can see within range. It's got to be within 120-foot range, and he's at 250 feet up. That's not going to work, huh? Well, he can dash up on Omen. Omen's got a fly speed of 30. That cuts off 60 feet. Which puts it at 190 feet. So his psychic lance actually isn't going to be able to hit from there. Well, that's unfortunate.
Just fly up.
Yeah, I think all he can do on that turn is just fly up. So he's going to fly up. Making some notes about heights. Okay. Nobody can get in range to take the shot. The creature, this is his strategy. He sets up his attack spell and he flies up out of your range so you can't even hit him. So he's basically up in the clouds, mocking you with his bestial laughter. So Ringsight couldn't do much. Krius, what are you going to do? What's Grimoire's move?
I'm gonna tell the flying carpet to fly up.
Alright.
So what? How far can I go?
30 feet.
And I'll tell Sia. So keep make this carpet keep on going higher with me. And,
You get to have it dash, so we'll say it goes 60.
And then what I'm gonna do, I'm going to attempt to dispel magic on this spell above us.
It's outside the range of a lot of spells. Unless Dispel Magic has a really big range, it's not going to work.
120 feet, but not from the creature on the spell.
Well, the spell is a giant cloud. A churning storm cloud that is a radius of 360 feet. And the targets can't be more than 5,000 feet beneath the cloud. So the cloud's like way up in the sky. Makes it pretty hard to target. So do you want to try something besides Dispel Magic?
What distance am I from this dude?
190 feet. Slightly outside the range of most spells.
I guess I'm going
My
to
dog's.
fast.
I just caught my dog. He's doing zoomies in the fucking living room,
Mm-hmm.
wrestling and shit. I
That's
was
fun.
like, what the fuck is going on over there? They're like wrestling, whole ass wrestling.
Okay, I'm going to be casting bless on myself. Ulreg, Taurus, and Soul.
Alright. Do you have to upcast it to do it on Soul as well?
Yeah, level 4.
Okay. The Big Bless. We already had some effects going from last week. Taurus, you already have a Bardic Inspiration on you.
You know, I didn't realize that what I had. I have a Plum of Flying on my utility belt.
Yeah, you could use that.
Use like
Can
several
I do a
turns
bonus
ago.
action?
What do you want to do?
Out of my bag of holding, I pull out a fruit of flight, and I tie it to my belt. I'll put it in my pocket.
Call that more of an item interact instead of a bonus action.
Can I do that though?
You get one
this
free
is
item
gonna be
interact per
easy.
turn.
That's all I'm gonna do. It's fine.
Alright, cool. Sia, he's on the flying carpet. And he's going to take his bow and he's going to activate its elemental enchantment. And he's going to draw that bow and he's going to fire a mighty arrow. Kapwang! And the arrow does not connect. The air drake high up in the air with a tremendously hard carapace. All of his shiny scales are incredibly hard, and the arrow couldn't penetrate. So then it comes to the dragon's turn, and it's going to coil mightily in the sky, and then 6 lightning bolts are going to descend and strike at 6 targets. You get a dex saving throw. Look at his stats here. DC 20. DC 20 dex.
Oh shit. That's a little rough.
Alright. So, people flying towards him. That's going to be Sol, Grimorn, Taurus, Ulreg, Omen, and the air elemental that was summoned by Ringsight.
Here's mine. Let's see what we
You have
got.
advantage on deck saves, right?
22.
22.
Nice.
Alright.
Mine.
You do have blessed too, as well. Don't forget.
Yeah,
Roll for Ulrich.
What's Ulrig's at? Okay, hold on. I have hers right here. It is +2. She got a +2.
Alright, so Joe, you took 15 damage from that. It was 31 cut in half.
Alright, I'll just take that off my straight volume. 1, 2,
You said Ulreg made hers as well?
Woo! 26.
3. No, I haven't rolled hers yet.
Okay, well, this will be for Grimorn.
I take half.
You make your save, you take 19 damage. 19 lightning damage. Krakow! That'll make your hair stand on end.
Ulrich does not make hers, so it's 30.
I'm rolling individually for each person. So for her, she takes the full brunt of 32 damage.
32. Ulrich is negative 33.
I rolled for Soul. He makes a save with a natural 19 on the d20. He cuts his damage down to 20. That still hurts pretty bad. Let's see, where's he at
What does
here?
my shield do again?
65.
The whole forest has gone mad.
And for Omen, he made his save as well. Half of. What's that? 16 damage. He lets out a squawk as he's blasted. How many hit points does he have? 43. Oh, that hurts a lot. That hurts a lot. He makes his con save. Yeah. Does not make his con save. Ouch. Let me check something real quick. Have you taken care of the broken arm he had from the dungeon?
Yeah.
I think they healed him.
Yeah, I did that before the long rest.
Let's see here. Unlock this card. Oof. Taurus, can you roll a con save for me?
Sure. 1 second.
How much damage did you take from the lightning?
The lightning? I took 15 from lightning.
And your con is +5?
Plus 9.
+9 con? Well, that's obnoxious.
What? I think like plus
That's
9.
That's
Oh,
fine.
your
Con
with
is-
your proficiency.
Yeah, con's mine.
No, I'm asking just your modifier, though, for just con.
The modifiers. Well,
No,
just con, no save?
Yeah, I'm not asking about a save. I'm just saying, what is your con modifier?
My con modifier is +5.
All right, correct. Cool. So that's 17's the cutoff for you to get this effect. Minor neuralgia. So Sol, after being struck by lightning, was done enough damage and failed his con save to where, when he attempts an action in combat, he has to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, he loses his action and can't use a reaction until the start of his next turn. Magical
So do I
healing
need to
of
do
6th
a-
level or higher, such as a heal and regenerate, cures the neuralgia. Otherwise, it takes 10 days to cure on its own from rest.
Oh, so if I would have taken 17 damage, I would have had to do the con save.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Omen, with his damage, he does make the con save. Alright, so that was a heavy hit. He drops lightning, it blasts everybody. The whole gang is wounded to a degree. Except for Orin, who remains in hiding. And Ringsight wasn't actually targeted, his mount was. And the Air Elemental, I didn't roll for the Air Elemental. He
Is it
takes...
immune or resistant?
He resists, so he's going to take half of this damage here. He fails his save, but resists damage. 14. And he had 5 to begin with, so he is at 19 damage.
Do summon creatures? Do they get when they roll for saves? Do they have proficiency bonus based on the summoner's proficiency, or do they just get none?
If it's on their stat block, they get it. Otherwise, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so that was the creature's spell effect. He retained concentration on it, and so that was the effect that turn. But the creature's actual action that turn is going to be something else. So it lets out a roar, and then it's going to go into a steep dive.
Oh, it's coming back down.
Knew it! I knew it! If it gets close enough to, what's her name? Which I think she has 45 movement speed. She can make a jump. She can only get 40 away from me. So if it gets within 40 of us, she's jumping over to him.
Trying to figure this out. He can move 160. He goes over 35. Which leaves 125 down. Off of 250.
I heard the trigonometry.
Which is half. Okay. So, aerial combat's a little bit tricky. His elevation now is 125 feet. And he's moved 35 feet diagonally over towards this cliff face, where a terrified Kier scrabbles on the cliff face, looking for somewhere to run and hide as he sees the air drake diving towards it, hungrily letting out a roar. So that was a dash action on its part, and then its turn ends, and Morg, what do you do?
It's trying to eat the Kier.
It's headed towards the Kier, yep.
I'm gonna fly towards it. It's 35 feet this way and 120 feet up. 125?
Correct.
Okay. It can fly 180. I think I can... Wait, at this point, I think I can reach it now. I can move 180. I'm negative 50. Negative 50 plus 180. So I'll be...
Well, the elevation difference dropped to 85. So 85 plus whatever horizontal distance. So if you can go 120 feet, you can get to him.
Yeah, I can go above him now. I'll float above him while he's looking at the Kier. Go behind him.
All right.
I'll actually fly like 20 feet above him and just keep my distance from him for now. And then I'll attack him on my next turn. That's all. Wait, where'd I go? Oh.
So you're flying at 145 feet then. All right, so we shoot back up to the top. Orin, he's going to dash. He's going to dash over to these bushes here, and then he's going to dive into the bushes and make a hide roll. And he's very well hidden. And he looks up, and he looks directly up the skirt of Ulrig, and Ulrig looks down at him, and she goes right in the face, and then she throws something at him. But she misses, because she didn't know where he was. Disadvantage. No, I'm just joking.
Ulrig is wearing full plate.
I know, I'm joking. It's a joke. Alright, so, Taurus, what do you do?
I would like to. How far am I from the Drake now? That's kind of the important part.
Previously, you were at 120 feet up. The Drake is currently at 125 feet up. So you are almost parallel to each other. You just need to move over 15 feet. And up 5.
Oh. Okay. Well, now. I would like to. At that point, Ulrich will jump at him. Would have used her ready action to jump at him.
Alright.
Going for a grapple. So I guess that would have been on her last turn, because that's when she had a ready action to jump at him if he got close enough. So if he was 15 feet, well, plus, so 20 feet, she would have been able to make a jump to that.
Mhm.
I don't know what her role is. Just a second.
Talking about her athletics check.
Oh, she has +9 athletics, so that'd be her grapple. 20 + 9. This would have been her grapple check last turn. Can she rage? I would have guessed she would have raged.
Okay. She leaps at him. She tries to grab him and misses.
Yeah. So she would have flung back. And just kind of went down, started falling.
Alright.
On my turn, I would, whatever the slack happens, is where she falls. No, she's not on the ground. She'd be attached to me still on the chain.
Yeah, 40 feet down. Gotcha.
Yeah. I will move up because I probably fell down just a little bit, but I would have just went up to him, and I would have tried my grapple. I would rage first, so I can get advantage.
Okay, right after Ulrig's turn, as you're about to approach the air drake, it suddenly flips over in the air and its tail arcs overhead and slaps you right in the face. Let me roll an attack roll on that. Legendary action. Tail attack has +13. 19 does not hit you. You dodge it in midair.
Cool. My athletics is a lot better than her.
So
I'm
grapple's
sure
just an
how-
attack roll. You're just trying to hit.
An attack? Okay. So I'll use my attack modifier.
It's pretty much the same. +9. 6 from strength, 3 from proficiency for. Oh yeah, for you it's 12. For Ulrich it was
19?
9. It does not connect.
Oh. I can use a Bardic Inspiration since I have Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, and I have a Bless too. But she has a Bless too. Shit. So 22, and we both have Bless. So I'll roll my Bless first. Oh, yeah, there we go. 26.
Okay,
for mine.
26 connects. You grab the air drake.
Yeah, she had a 17. That's fine. So I grab the air drake. I'm grappled with him, right?
You're in a grapple.
And okay, hold on. Attacks, direction, actions, and combat grapple. Cool.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I take it back. Legendary resistance.
Okay. At that point, if he does that, I will cast my Zealous Presence on 10 creatures of my choice within 60 feet of you. Who's within 60 feet of me? I know Ulreg is, so me and Ulreg. And I'm guessing these guys
Yeah.
might be within 60 feet of me.
Yeah. So 4 targets.
The Warren Skull get it, yeah.
Well,
So-
actually,
Morg.
possibly
Elemental?
Morg as well.
Air Elemental Morg?
Yep.
Yeah, and Air Elemental Morg. So the 5 of us have advantage. Sorry. Advantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the start of our next turn. Of my next turn.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's my bonus action. And my interact will be to wait, so I only move 20, right? I moved 20, correct?
Yeah.
So I will move up 40 from that point because I have 60. So I'll move up 40, and then she'll be at the same level as the Drake.
Doesn't that take you out of its range? It gets an attack of opportunity.
Fuck. You're right. I did. So it gets attack of opportunity against me. But luckily I didn't recklessly attack.
19 doesn't hit.
Cool. And Ulreg's turn. She's going to try her grapple this time. Shit, I think she has +9 to hit as well. So here's hers. She's gonna rage.
So, because he's already grappled, you're rolling to restrain him on the second
No.
effect?
He used a legendary.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right. So she just has to grapple. That's right.
So she's grappling for 24.
That does it.
Oh, with plus.
She successfully grapples.
Yeah, and then here's a plus, just because she's blessed.
Grapples don't involve a saving throw, though, right? I thought legendary resistance are only for saving throws.
It burned a legendary action. We're good. She's grappling
Okay.
to him now. So now she's holding on for dear life, and we're connected by the chain. And
Is she resistant to fire?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't keep up with this bitch.
Most people aren't. Yeah, the fire priest is like,
Oh.
gosh, not being fire resistant. Come on, people, get with the times.
Yeah, she has resistance to bludgeoning damage. Oh, but she's a fighter. She's not a. I was over here thinking she's a barbarian. I was about to say she rages.
Oh, you know what? She has colossal endurance. She can use a reaction to reduce the damage by her con score.
Yeah.
She can knock off 18. That's probably, if she makes her save and knocks off 18, she might not even take damage.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, she's grappled to him, and yeah, that's good. I don't know what her bonus actions are, so I'll just assume that she's
Yeah, fighters don't get one unless they're dual wielding.
Wait a second.
Does she
Can't she
does
do,
she
like,
have
a second
action
wind?
surge?
Yeah,
Action
can she
surge,
use the
second wind?
surge and do the restrain?
It's not on her sheet, but she is a fighter. Fighters do get action search.
And she can restrain, right?
She can attempt.
Yeah, I'll have her attempt her restrain with her action surge.
All right.
Mm,
Actually, you know what? She has extra attack. You don't have to use her action search to do it.
but she has 27 to restrain.
Yeah, 27 will do it. All right, so the creature's restrained.
And if he has restrained, what does that mean?
D&D conditions. Let's look up restrained. All right. So once a creature is
Easier.
restrained, can't move. Attack rolls against it have advantage. The creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. The creature has disadvantage on Dex saving throws.
Ooh, and we already have advantage on this time, by the way. Oh wait, you know what was funny is that I gave that legend or the Zealous Presence, so she would have had advantage on those anyways, on attack rolls. So she would have had advantage on those either way. I didn't even notice that. Anyways, sorry, what were you saying?
There's another step beyond that. So if you do want to burn your action surge, she can attempt to pin the creature. It says
Let's
you can
fucking do it.
you can pin down creatures of the same size or smaller than you. Creatures larger than you cannot be pinned. All right, so never mind that.
But he's restrained, so he can't fly away anymore.
Yeah, you're restraining him so he's unable to fly.
Does that mean he's gonna fall in his next turn?
That's a good question. Like, would the restraining be like pinching his wings to where he's not able
Like she's
to?
holding him.
Like, normally these things kind of glide.
Yeah, but she's like restraining his wings, probably.
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
sure.
rule of cool, I'm probably just going to have him crash into the side of the mountain here on the next moment.
She's holding on to him, and we're chained, so I'm trying to slow it down a little bit, but I'm gonna have probably to do something. Anyways, continue, I guess. That's it. That's all I got. Is that cool?
That was good. All right, so Omen is going to squawk angrily and confusedly and corkscrew through the air, moving in this direction. He gets to about here.
How far am I from? Are we from them? Can we reach them with the carpet?
Ring sights.
Oh yeah, you might do some.
60 feet up. So he's currently 65 feet below it. Alright, so ring sight is 65 feet below the air drake. And about 30 feet east of it. But that puts him in range of his ability, so he uses his Psychic Lance with all of his might. And he hurls it. He hurls
And
it,
he gets advantage.
and the creature has to make a intelligence saving throw. An intelligence saving throw, oh my god. He actually makes the intelligence saving throw, and he's resistant, so it doesn't do much damage at all.
Oh shit! I got in a boss fight. That's awesome.
Sotero's going to let out a shout and say, "It resisted my power!" 23 shrunk down to 11, which shrunk down to 5. Nearly ineffective. Alright, so Krius, you can... Grimoire can see the air drake tumbling in the air. Its wings are locked behind its back in a full Nelson, making it very not aerodynamic. And it is falling out of the sky, descending towards this this cliff face here. Do you want to shoot it out of the air? You want to do something fancy?
Can our carpet reach them?
You were 60 feet up. If it moves 60 feet over, you can probably intersect with it.
Let's intersect. And I'm gonna make everybody immune to fire, including Olga. Or Olareg. Sorry. I don't know why I called her Olga, but. A little lag there. I don't know if you guys got that.
Yeah, I was noticing. I was trying very hard not to move my mouse because I was trying to unlock something right when it lagged.
And I don't know if he's capable of doing a deck save while he's restrained.
Disadvantage.
What 19? For the check. I'm gonna roll it. And I'm gonna re-roll.
Oh, missed it by 1.
Ooh, he's gonna take the full blunt. I'm gonna re-roll 3 of these. Plus 5, so 48 fire damage.
Nice.
Boom! So as the carpet almost like runs into it, and then you just see a fire explosion, while he still probably keep on going and crashing towards the wall.
A direct hit, the air drake lets out a roar. It tumbles over in the air. It tries to scrabble at the side of the cliff face, but it ends up crashing down onto the ground here. Actually, hang on. It takes a little bit of fall damage. Stack 14 on there. Is that 207? Alright. 207 damage to the air drake as it lets out a terrible roar. Alright, when it falls, that 14 fall damage happens to everybody in the tangle, so 14 fall damage to Ulreg. Is she raging? No, she can't rage.
No, she can't rage. She'll use her colossal endurance.
Okay, she takes no damage.
So is it bludgeoning damage?
Yeah.
Most likely. It's a fall.
Oh, then she doesn't use her colossal endurance. It's only 7. She has stone armor. She takes resistance. She has resistance to bludgeoning damage.
She just takes it then. Alright.
Is that cloud
7
thing still?
damage.
Is that cloud thing still going, Ninja? Because he might have taken concentration.
No. The spell has broken.
It's like a wrestling match. This one.
Yeah, a little bit.
You should do that a D&D wrestling campaign.
Alright, where are we at in the initiative? That was Grimorn. You move the carpet in, you fired a spell, that's the end of your turn, right? C is
That was
going
just-
to... C is going to... concentrate. And he rolls his save against the minor neuralgia from the lightning, so he shakes it off, and he sees that the creature is crashed down to the ground. He's going to take aim at it with his bow, and he's going to fire. Let's see here. It is a magic bow.
Making an armor all that creature doesn't make you fly, or what?
I don't know.
Maybe a cape or something, or boots.
He's got +7 to hit. Mm, 20 does not hit. He takes aim at the creature on the ground and fires his bow, but in the tangle he misses. He lets out a curse and says, "I can't hit it." Alright. The creature, it lashes out. In the chaos, the Kier had also fallen off the cliff in the tangle. The air drake is going to attempt to break free from the restrain. I'm looking at its stats. It's got plus 13 on the roll. All right.
Hold on. It has disadvantage though.
From?
Being restrained, right?
No, that's attack rolls. This is not an attack roll. This is a breaking a grapple.
Oh, that's just like an acrobatics or athletics.
It's like a strength check.
Can she beat a 25?
Hold on.
This is where her athletics comes into play.
All right.
Just take 10 and add her athletics. It's like a target number he's trying to hit to break it. I think she's got a 9, so it's like a 19. He's trying to hit a 19, I think.
Right? It's contested. I thought.
No. Grit and Glory doesn't contest. It just has a static you're trying to roll against. 10 plus your skill.
Oh,
She's got a
it's
plus 9.
19.
All right, so he breaks the restrain, and then he's going to try to break the grapple altogether. So he thrashes about. 17 doesn't do it, so he uses his third attack action to break the grapple. All right, so he's out of the grapple. He thrashes about until everybody is disentangled from him. And then he's going to give one mighty flap upward.
Well, Taurus is still 40 feet in the air. Taurus was flying. He didn't have to fall all the way to the ground. But he was tied to her, so when she hit the ground, he was still 40 feet up.
All right. Well, the air drake flies 80 feet up.
If he leaves my space, if he flies past me, I get to take an attack of opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Cool. Let's swing him and knock him back down to the ground. Come on, baby. And an advantage since it's set for the zealous presence. Yeah. Oh wait, that's other creatures. Sorry, other creatures. Not me. But I will swing recklessly. Wait, can I do a reckless attack? Hold on. Can I do a reckless attack on a reaction?
No.
No, it's when I make the first attack of my turn. So, hold on, let me take this off.
On your turn.
Yeah, you're right. So I can make a regular attack. Let's see what we got. 16 to hit.
You're still blessed. I don't think you can get to 23, though.
Yeah, I can't. I don't think so.
Too much armor.
Damn, 20. Oh.
All right, Morg, what are you going to do?
It flew further away.
Let me think about this.
Upwards.
It was at 125, then it fell to the ground, then it flew up 80 feet. So it's 80 feet up off the ground. How high are you?
So I actually calculated since I was 50 below the plateau, I could only go up 180 feet, and it being 125, I was 125 directly below it, so I couldn't actually go above it. I'm actually underneath it. I'm at 105 above the plateau, so now it's 25 feet under me.
All right. Within reach almost. It's coming. It's flying up, flapping hard.
Alright. I'm gonna fly down to it and punch it in the face. I still have advantage, right, from the barbaric shout thing?
No, you weren't within 60 of me. Oh wait, or you were.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah,
right.
you did have advantage. Yeah, you have advantage.
Okay. And do I have bless, or who has bless?
No, you're not. You're not blessed.
I don't? Okay.
No, you're too far. I couldn't cast it on.
Okay, that failed. Multi-attack. Oh, and I'm gonna bonus action rage. Kata.
Nope.
Oh, these are bad rolls.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
creature dodges and weaves.
You snaky snake, you big snake, you.
When you go in for that attack, it tail whips you.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
Yep.
All right.
Just barely.
15 slashing damage as it whip cracks across your body.
15.
Yep.
I take half.
Mhm.
7. Okay.
All right. So then it goes back to the top of the initiative. Orin closes the distance and he makes 2 attacks with his daggers. He has advantage because he's hidden. No, it doesn't get the crit. Almost. But he does get a hit. He does a lot of sneak attack damage, doesn't he? This is going to be a real good hit. It's too bad he's not here to do it himself. I'm opening his character sheet. How many sneak attack dice does he get? As a 12th level rogue, Soul Knife does a d6 plus rogue 12, 66, so 7d6. Heavy hitter, 7d6 plus his dexterity of 5. He sinks in his psionic dagger mightily, scoring 31 damage. It resists half of that, taking 15.
Ooh.
He lets out a curse. He throws his other dagger. It misses. Rolling his stealth versus its awareness. He wasn't noticed. Alright, Taurus.
Yes, sir.
Creature is 40 feet above you at this point.
Okay. I did I rage on my last turn? I don't know if I did. No, I used the Zealous Presence. I will rage, and I will fly. What's its range?
Close.
10 or 20?
Like 5.
Oh, it's 5 is its range? Okay.
These things have stubby little arms.
Okay. Well, I will go 5 feet above it. So I'll go 45 up. And I'm going to try to use the height advantage of it and grab it with my grapple action.
Doesn't the fly spell only give you 60 feet?
Yeah, but I can move 45.
Yeah, but fly and
I was
move is
40 up.
two different things, dude.
Yeah, I was 40 feet up. He's 80 feet up. That means
It's like your walk
45
speed
up.
and your fly speed are not related at all.
Fly gives me 60 feet of fly speed.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I can go 60. I say I only went 45.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So I'll do my grapple on him. This time I will recklessly do it. Make sure I get a good grapple on him. $22?
Nope.
Oh wait, I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Okay, the bless does it.
I'm
You only
blessed.
needed one more.
I'm blessed. And I got
Thank
4.
Lord.
26. Thank good morn. I got it with a 26.
Saving the day
So-
with those.
With Grit and Glory, I can use my second attack. to
Yeah, each one
try
of
to
your
restrain
attacks
him.
can be used to try to grapple or restrain. Yeah.
Cool, because I'm gonna try that now. Let's get him restrained again. 22 with a
Oh,
bless.
yeah.
Oh, 10s and 9s. Oh, I got the 1, baby. Woo. So now I'm guessing he's restrained.
Yeah.
And he's coming back down. And she was that's my turn. But as we're falling, I'm guessing we're gonna eventually do this thing where we fly past her.
You
She
take
was up.
half of 10 damage.
Yeah. She's gonna try to grab on this time as well. She's gonna grapple on the way down. So we're gonna try to double team him.
That's force movement, right? I can't attack it while it's falling.
No.
If 2 large creatures are trying to pin him down, can we wrap the chain around him at this point? And then try to both hold him down?
Well, you can both try to hold him down, yeah.
Cool. She's gonna try to grapple and do her restraint as well.
Trying to think what the best way to do that would be, like a help action, maybe? That just gives you advantage.
Well, I was just gonna roll her. Well, if he's already grappled and restrained, she has an advantage, doesn't she?
It's not a deck save. It's an attack roll. She does have advantage on attack rolls.
Cool. So she's going to grapple it with a nat 20. Yeah, she's going to grapple with a nat 20 for 29.
Alright.
And then she's going to... Oh, plus bless. Forgot about the bless. We're to our Fire Lord. 22 plus a bless. 22s, man. 22s. Yeah, so
Jeez,
26.
lucky.
So we're both completely, and we're wrapping him up with the chain, and we are grappling him and restraining him. So he's 4 times restrained.
Alright.
Well, 2 times grappled, 2 times restrained.
Is that all you got? And then Ringsight, he uses his telepathy to contact the mind of the beast, and he says, "Be calm, mighty beast. Why do you fight us? I want to be your friend and show you love and kindness and respect and honor and pet you and kiss you and ride you. You shall be my luck dragon." And the dragon, in its mind, in response, lets out an unbridled roar of pain and rage and hunger. And then Taro says to the party, I think it's hungry. And then Chris, what do you do?
I'm gonna feed it a fireball.
Okay.
I'm gonna land-
Not gonna
Okay.
cook one of the cures and feed it.
It's gonna
I'm
cook
gonna land-
Taurus and Ulrig as well.
No, I'm gonna land next to them. And, give them the protection.
Good.
And explode us! I guess you can roll 19.
What's the radius on Fireball again? 20 feet radius?
Yep.
Okay, it's not blowing me up then.
I'm gonna use my third and final legendary resistance.
Lag. Should I re-roll the 2?
This is fun.
Big battle. It's fairly dynamic too,
So-
because the heights
we're
and
gonna-
the distances and things.
So we're really
Um,
trying to kill this thing instead of letting Taro try to
Eat it?
commune with it.
41 damage.
All right.
I mean, I know we can't tame it, right? But can he at least commune with it? Since
He
it's like his.
is not having any luck. It's a wild beast. It's hard to reason with a wild beast.
Makes sense.
I am doing...
Well, he tries. I know he tries.
Since Sia is so close, he is also going to attack the creature with advantage with his bow. Uh, 14 plus 9. It's 23. That hits. Barely. Barely a hit. Alright, he put all of his power into this shot. And he strikes true, dealing 25 damage to the beast. Putting it at 277 damage. It thrashes in pain. That found a gap in its armor. Alright, the creature is really upset. And every hair on its body is suddenly going to stand up on end, and it's going to discharge an effect. Psychic Crush. It creates a 20-foot cube of psychic energy. Each creature in that area must make a DC 22 intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, they take 66 psychic damage and are stunned until the end of their next turn. On a successful save, they take half as much, 33. Oh, that's a heavy hit.
Is it possible to reflect back the spell?
I want to use counterspell.
You want to use Counterspell?
Yes.
Okay,
What level spell is this?
let me look it up.
That kind of matters. That doesn't. I mean, I'm still gonna try it, but it matters. 'Cause
It is 6th level, DC 16.
So, yeah. So DC 16. So it has to beat a DC 16.
Yeah.
Or I have to beat a DC 16.
You have to roll and beat a DC 16.
Okay.
If he fails, I'm gonna reflect the spell to it.
I have a bless, right? So does that help towards
Nope.
spell saves? No.
And because it's coming from... Let's see.
I don't have any modifier. So I'm not a spellcaster.
It's the modifier of the original spellcaster. I'm going to say it's probably 8.
I got it from Arosto.
Yeah, at 8.
Okay. Sorry. One second.
Adding 8 on a DC 16's pretty good odds. Arosto is a strong caster, and his counterspell is effective.
Oh! What's up, baby? What's up?
All right. It tries to Psychic Crush everybody, but you counterspell. That eats your reaction?
I've had that sitting in there, in my belt, for... dude, seriously, I've had that counterspell for a long time. Like, seriously, since probably when I started this game with you guys.
Well,
And
it was a
just never
good purchase.
I never justified a reason to use this thing yet.
That probably would have knocked out Soul and maybe Grimoire too. Nah, he has 68. Even if you took the full brunt of it, you'd be alright.
I would have reflected on
Yeah.
Now you don't got to. We don't gotta risk it.
Alright, Morg, what are you gonna do?
I will
You
fly.
too!
It's on the ground directly below me, right?
Yep. It hit the
I'm
ground,
restrained. Okay.
and it's restrained.
I will move 80 feet and I'll fly down and try to pummel it into the earth. While restrained, we have advantage to attack it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Come on, angry punch, 24,
Barely hit.
and multi attack.
Another hit.
Right, 26. Right. Okay. Damage is. Wait, where'd it go? Oh. 2d8 plus 5.
Where's this creature gonna die?
Gonna roll the damage all together. So it's 36 points of bludgeoning damage. Alright. That's all.
Alright. You fly in, you hit hard. What can Orin do that's going to be better than his soul knife? He's got a composite longbow that does piercing damage. And he's still hidden, so he's going to make an attack with advantage. He takes aim from the bushes. He fires, he hits. Sneak attack. Heavy damage. 29. That puts it at 342 damage. It's visibly badly wounded at this point, and it's thrashing about. Taurus, what do you do?
I want to try. She seems to have this under control, right? Ulrich is restraining it and grappled it.
Uh-huh. Yep. That's as
All
good
right.
as it gets. It's too big to do more.
All right, and we kind of have it kind of tied up in our chains.
You're keeping it from flying away.
Cool. I'm going to let go for the moment, stand up, and I'm going to try to do like an execution style blow to it. Give me just 1 second. Sorry. I'm in the middle of Diablos. I didn't think about this. I'm not in a safe place either.
I guess this is better than sleeping through the game, but not by much.
I know. I'm sorry. Alright, as soon as I kill this guy, then I can stop what I'm doing and focus. Oh my god! Stop fearing me! Damn it. Okay, I killed him. Alright, there's more.
Yeah, that's the problem with Diablo. The enemies just keep coming.
What the fuck, man? Like, I was in town.
Many a
So,
time I've
like-
tried to open my inventory and swap items, and some ghoul comes running up and pokes me in the butt.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. Cool, I got to a spot. I obviously am gonna do this with advantage. Reckless attack.
Double advantage
I get
there.
another, so plus 13. So my 12. I am going to roll this attack. Oh, plus I get bless. Hold on. It's a 30 to hit. I don't even need to do the bless, right?
Mhm.
Nah, let's just.
AC 23.
Oh, but it might be exceptional. I'm lagging. There it is. 32? That's not
32.
exceptional. Okay, so hold on. That was the roll. Sorry. I'm gonna boom him as well, in case he tries to run again. Here's my first attack. $34 damage.
It's immune to thunder damage, so take any thunder damage off.
Does it still get the booming effect? Oh, it doesn't. It does thunder damage, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so that'll be the second die. So 3. It'd be 3. It would take 3 off. So 31 damage,
All right.
and he's not booming because he's immune to thunder damage, right?
I mean,
Okay.
he'll boom, but it just doesn't matter. He ignores it.
Cool. And I'll do the next one.
Attack number 2. The backswing. You're making sushi, chopping it into bits.
28. I can't make it exceptional in either way. 28, and then that's going to be for less damage, probably. 22 damage. So 31 and 22.
A little under 400. It's badly wounded.
And my bonus action. Oh, and if that was a sentinel attack, all right. If that's a sentinel attack, then he can't. His movement speed is 0.
It was already 0. He's grappled.
Yeah. And for my bonus action, I will do.
Minus 395.
Yeah, that's all I got
He's
for
still alive?
mine, and then for her, she'll just maintain the grapple and restrain.
No, she should attack.
Oh, she can attack.
If that thing tries to get away, it's fucked.
She can attack with advantage, but she has to use, she can't use, like, a big weapon.
Okay.
Is he the one-handed
She has to
weapon?
use like offhand, like one of her offhand weapons.
Let's see, does she have anything small? Let me look at her sheet here.
She has a hand axe, I think.
Hand axe is fine.
Yeah.
That's a light weapon. All right, yeah, light weapon's what you're looking for in a clinch, close quarter combat. So she uses a hand axe. It does a
She has a
d6,
halberd.
d6
Yeah,
plus
she has
6.
a throwing. Yeah. 1d6 plus 6.
And it's
oh,
a plus
10
1
damage.
actually, plus 1 weapon, so plus 7.
She has 1d6, so it says plus 10 to hit one target for 1d6 plus 7 slashing. That's what's on her sheet.
Yep.
So.
Because it's a
we're doing
magic plus 1
9.
throwing axe.
Uh, 28 to hit.
Yep.
For 1d6 plus 7. Oh, max damage 13.
All right.
And I'll do her second attack with that as well. Oh, she has advantage on that attack. My bad.
This is making me think that one feat would be fun, where you do even an additional D4 when you're in situations like this. And you do all this damage plus the D4 every turn.
Does 17 hit?
No.
Okay.
Was that with
No, no,
advantage?
she only hits with the first.
Oh,
Huh?
didn't hit. Okay, so Ring Sight is going to look down on the situation, and he says, "Oh, I didn't want to kill it." And then he's going to cast. He's gonna cast. Well, he doesn't want to do another Psychic Lance. Didn't I give him a bow of some kind? What's he got here? Holy Blade. Crossbow of distance. Alright, he fires his crossbow at it. With advantage, because it's held down. It pings off the armor harmlessly. Shit. Okay, he couldn't hit. Chris, what do you do?
Looks pretty shitty.
It's
Alright.
badly wounded. It's got several gaping, bleeding wounds from being smashed and chopped, and crashing to the ground.
If I try to hit it, this is with advantage.
Yeah.
Even with spell.
No. Only attacks.
Everybody's in the zone, so
You could use Firebolt if you want to get the advantage, but it does have disadvantage on dexterity saves when grappled, so a Fireball is still good.
another fireball. Another fireball.
Okay. Well, I'm going to roll with disadvantage on the dex save. Net 20 and 11. So 11 plus its dex mod of 11. That's a 22.
Yeah, that's good. So reroll the one. Ooh! Plus 10. 47.
Maximum damage.
Okay.
47.
So it takes 23. For 31. It lives.
Oh my god. How much is left on that thing?
It has like 7 hit points.
I kick it.
6 hit points, actually.
Everybody kicks it. Alright. Oh, it's Sia.
Okay. Sia fires his arrow at it and hits it right in the eye, and it dies.
Yay! Oh my god.
About time.
Alright. You've defeated an air drake.
Yeah.
Taro comments, "It was only hungry. Why did we have to kill such a majestic beast?"
I'm going to turn back into a human and it's like, it tried to eat me.
The Kier that it was trying to eat has run away and hidden off the map here.
I guess
Alright.
I'll try to skin that motherfucking thing. Is anybody that wants to give me assistance?
I assist you with survival check.
Can I get Can I get a bardic inspiration for that?
Sure. I think he's still got
Yeah,
one.
I'll take it.
Checks.
It's gonna be a +9. Oh yeah.
19 to assist.
12 and assist. Advantage. +9. Take the second roll, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, 34.
All right.
This would have been a nice sacrifice too.
All right. 34 is good enough to get pretty much anything you want. So there's a bunch of things you can harvest from a drake. You can take a gizzard, the heart, the eyes, the liver, the scales, the skull, the teeth, the claws, the tongue, the horn, the egg. This one doesn't have an egg. I assume you wanted the skin, though, for armor making purposes, right? So that's what you're taking?
Yeah, is there somebody that wants to do, like, who's good with a nature's check that can maybe help us?
Good with
like,
nature.
Yeah, maybe figure out, like, what's special about... I'm sure the scales are good, but is there something else?
A lot of the parts can be taken as trophies, the things like the teeth and the claws.
I'm gonna
It's the
take,
air drake, so
for-
it's probably the wings, man.
For alchemy, you might want things like the gizzard, the heart, the eyes, the liver. There's a thing called the Draconis Fundamentum, which is like an extract that's hard to make.
We want the wings.
Scale.
Alright. So you get the skin. 1 air drake skin. Everybody lets up a cheer. Victorious in battle. Is everybody good enough to move on, or do we need to stop and take a rest, says Soul.
Is there any loot?
Soul looks around and says, "It looks like this creature was hunting. This probably isn't anywhere near its lair."
Survival.
I could use a short rest.
Can we track this thing?
Can we try to
Track
figure out
the
where
dead
its
thing.
lair is?
Nah.
Where it came from?
They don't leave a
Yeah,
trail.
they're fine.
It flies.
Well, it was a
What
silent
trail?
stalker, yeah.
It did come down from the peaks, though, you know that.
We can go up and see if there's a cave.
Well,
Or
I have an
nest.
hour worth of flying. Can I scout around and try to see if I can use like a nature? Would it be a nature check or an investigation? I'm not sure. I mean,
Well, we
would it be a yeah?
We can fly around with the carpet too.
Depends what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to find the signs of its lair. I mean,
Perception
I
check.
don't know what kind of.
Fly up high and roll a perception check.
Can I do that?
I'm
too?
gonna use my no direction.
Can I use? I want to
One
use
hour.
my new item. I want to use my eyes of the eagle now that I have them.
Oh yeah. See. Sweet.
I get advantage on wisdom perception checks when I see stuff.
I got 20.
I got a 29 perception.
Mm.
We're gonna find that layer, baby. We're gonna find that layer.
All right, everybody searches. You do a search pattern, you fly around. You spend some time on it, but you do not find a lair here.
Aww.
27. Wait, 19 plus 8.
What you do spot,
that.
though, is a trail.
It's actually 31. The 4 rolling advantage with a d4 doesn't add it. Trail.
Is it a bee trail? Huh.
What kind of trail?
It's a trail that leads through the mountains, through
Like-
a pass.
Well, like from walking creatures, like people, or
It's just a direction to go. You're trying to cut through the mountains. The peaks are very tall. This is just a spot where, rather than continuing up, you can move forward in the direction you want to go.
Would that drake be living at the top of a mountain, maybe? At the peak?
Yeah, I want to go look for the peak. I mean, I'm not done after an hour. I would probably want to keep looking, but I mean, depends on how long I can look for them.
Hmm.
Can we ask maybe Taro to look with his monochrome or whatever he has?
Oh yeah.
His
Search in the dark.
He's got the crystal that reveals secrets and hidden things, but he doesn't see a hidden cave.
Alright, can we keep on flying around with the carpet and look?
Yeah, you can continue traveling. Where do you want to go? So, like Taurus was saying, he wants to head to the peak, and I suggested there's a trail that goes in the direction you were, like, intending to go. But you have those options. Which way do you go? Up or forward?
The direction I was trying to go, or that we were trying to go, is that towards the peaks?
No, you're
Oh,
going. You're supposed to be going northwest. The peak is just straight up.
Can we keep on going
We're
on the
trying
peak?
to- Yeah, let's keep trying to go to the peaks for now. How long have we been searching for this thing? The whole hour?
You search for an hour, and you do not find it.
Rumph.
I will, as my hours is coming up to an end, I will land with Ulrich.
Sol
And
is
we
going to
will,
say maybe the locals know where the lair of the mighty beast was. We don't know the area here very well. Uncharted,
Are
unmapped.
there
Or
actually
town.
any living people in these mountains?
Halflings. So I've heard.
Aren't they gonna eat us?
Yeah, I don't
He
trust
he
them.
shrugs. He doesn't know.
I think if we're gonna be facing anything else, we probably should take a rest.
Keep
because
in mind,
the-
Korganard came to the Forest Ridge to speak to a halfling that was his friend.
Yeah,
Should we-
if
should
we
we
can find
rest
a
first?
spot before we go too high in the peaks, because I can't fly any higher right now because we're out of fly. I'll have to wait for Sia's thing to recharge after a long rest.
But should we rest anyways? We use a lot of our abilities.
Short rest?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I would need a long rest.
no, long rest. If we can find a spot to rest, that'd be awesome.
There's a plateau right here.
Sure.
All right. So
Kiri
you
gonna eat us?
you make camp. The Kier saw how fearsome you were in battle with the air drake, and they give you a wide distance. Most of them vacated the area pretty quick.
Can we eat some of that drake?
Sure. So you make camp.
Actually,
You
yeah.
eat some of the drake.
I'm gonna collect like 100 pounds of that drake.
During our rest, I'd like to study the drake on a few different fronts. First, in nature.
Give you guidance while you look at it. The winds will help you observe this drake.
Sorry guys, I'm getting off of Diablo. I'm trying to focus on this. Sorry. Okay, so nature. My nature is a +8.
Soul uses 2 hit
Yes.
dice during the rest to get most of his hit points back.
And you said you give me advantage.
Guidance. It's a D4.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast a spell. But I'm gonna cast
Are we?
I'm doing a hero's feast before we go to bed.
All right.
Before rest.
Are we doing a long rest?
29 on my nature check to find anything nature about this air drake.
All right. You study the air drake.
Specifically, I want to try to find out where its nest might be.
There's no trace of that, but you can tell by studying the air drake that it's emaciated and hungry.
Oh, so he could have come from far.
Well, there was plenty of food around here. It could have eaten any of those things. Lacuries and other things.
Yeah, it
Chose us.
specifically came here to hunt Kier, but you were in the air higher than the Kier were, so it went after you.
Yeah.
You were just a meal of opportunity.
I'd also like to do an Arcana check on it. Just to see if I can understand this, the powers of wind it had. 21. I'm doing pretty good right now.
Okay, the creature seems to have a powerful command of the air and the wind, a strong immunity to thunder and lightning, a resistance to psionic damage. It seems to be a somewhat psionic creature, as it attempted to use that big psionic blast that you counterspelled.
So I'll tell all that to Taro.
You could also tell that the scales have a color-changing property that allows the creature to become invisible.
And I'll tell that to Moore, to Tucker Morn. But when I figure out the stuff about the wind, I'll do a religion check based on that the harmony of the elements we just learned about in that cave. And I'll ask Taro to give me assistance with that if he can.
Sure. He is going to succeed with an 18.
Cool. So that's advantage. Let's get it. We got a +4. Oh, we doing things. 28 on the religion check.
All right. Taro is sad because he thinks this is a sacred creature to air clerics, something to be revered and not hunted. He disapproved. But that's all you get. It's a natural creature that's very closely tied to the plane of air.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. I guess we're getting.
You haven't been an air cleric for that long. Are they really that
He's not
important?
an air cleric.
Yeah.
He's not an air cleric. He's just a follower.
Yeah.
He's not even a cleric. He's a sorcerer.
Yeah.
He's an air sorcerer.
He's not touched.
Yeah, that's all I got for now.
It's possible to
Okay.
be religious without being able to do any miracles, you know.
Well, that's kind of cool though. If maybe we can make a cloak or something to make us invisible. All these skills.
I would like to, when we get up for the long rest, I'd like to just spend the first hour. I'd ask Soul to cast Fly on me again.
All right.
I want to go look for. I want to go look in a different direction for the like along the peaks. So if I went north, then this time I'll go south, or the other way. I don't know which one. And look for the.
Okay. The search party scouts for an hour. Eventually, the direction you head is up into the peaks, into the upper peaks. Everybody has to roll a con save, DC 17, because the air is too thin.
Okay.
Soul gasps and says, "Oh, I'm so tired. This air's really thin." All right. If you fail, you get altitude sickness 1. This is a level of
26.
exhaustion that you cannot get rid of.
I am solid.
All right.
We're
And
rolling Constitution save again.
Taro makes his save. He does not get exhaustion from the altitude sickness.
I think she gets a +8.
Yeah, you guys have gone into the highest part of the mountains, and the DC has gone up to 17. It used to be 15.
21 con save.
That's good. All right. You don't get altitude sickness.
What's her name? Ulrich would get an altitude sickness.
Does she? All right. That's bad. Didn't she already have one?
think so, but I also was not really here last game at the end.
Maybe not. I didn't make a note about it,
Just-
so we'll say no.
Well, we just came up from a long rest off the plateau.
The problem with the altitude sickness is rest does not remove it, but Taro can cast his 5th level wind command spell to condense the air while you're camping for a short rest to get rid of it.
Okay.
Can't we have that air elemental? Just breathe inside of it.
Nah, they don't have a strong enough spell.
So after we search for an hour, she'll have it. The air sickness.
All right, up in the highest part of the mountains, Sol and Ulrich complaining that they're getting very tired and having a hard time breathing. But you press on, you continue high into the mountains where you do spot in the distance, and there seems to be a cave of some sort.
I pointed out if I saw it. Probably Grimorn saw it first, to be fair.
It's also snowing and terribly cold up in the peaks of the mountain here.
And I'm cooking a meal to protect us.
So that protects you against the cold, right?
Yep.
All right. So everybody ate their meal during the rest, and that's protecting you when you're in the extreme cold in the mountains. But it is nearly a whiteout blizzard, so it's like a miracle you even spotted the cave. But I'll warn you that there is not just an air drake there, the mama air drake, but she has 3 baby air drakes with her. And they're in a lair, and they get a bunch of benefits from the lair. So it's a legendary creature with lair actions on top, and 3 minions that are pretty strong in their own right, even though they're not a full-grown air drake. So that is a combat you can go for, but it's the rest of tonight and most of next week if you want to do it right now.
Well, here's a better thing. Since we found it, and we're linked by communication. How far is his communication, Oren's?
1 mile, but he has to establish communication when you're within 30 feet, and then it lasts for...
Yeah. So he has a mile. I would. I know I don't want to do this when he's not here. This is up to him, obviously. But I would like him to do a stealth mission into the lair and see if he can find any loot.
He refuses.
I volunteer as tribute, and I will ask Sia to cast invisibility on me.
All right.
I can have
Did we run out of invisibility grapes?
I don't have any more
Okay.
myself. Yeah, I have a pair of the closed eye. Yeah. I have see invisible. So I'll actually eat that before I have him cast invisibility on me. I will see invisible, and I will take off the chain. If we're in a place where I can.
Oren's gonna roll a nature check. He rolls a 19, and he says, "I heard once that air drakes have true sight, and invisibility won't work."
Well, then I'm gonna have to be very, very quiet.
All right, if you go in there, there will be combat. There's no avoiding it.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, if you want to do this, it's a fight, and that's the rest of the game.
I mean.
I really
wow.
want you to go to the town that I set up instead.
How about, since we have people with air sickness, we know where the cave is. These guys
We just come
aren't
back.
gonna yeah, they're not gonna be in a good shape.
We just
now
got
that
out of a
the
long
month-
combat. I don't want to do the exact same combat over again for the rest of this game and most of next week.
Yeah,
We'll
no,
just
no,
come back.
I get it. Yeah. Can we mark where this is?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
that's
we can
fine.
come
Put it
back?
on the map.
Yeah. We'll mark where this is. And because we already have people with exhaustion, I'll just not have him cast the invisibility on me and stuff. And I'm not gonna untie from Ulrich, and we will head back down towards the town. We're supposed to
Alright.
go to.
Clear yourself off the board.
There's a card here. Who's that? What's that?
Status effects.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright, cool.
But we do know now where 3 more Drake hides are.
Maybe we could wait until they grow up.
Or before they die from being babies that don't have a mother to protect them anymore, we just go ahead and give them an easy death. Give them a quick death. We killed the mother. The other ones
I don't know.
can't be that
I don't know
much
if they're
trouble.
like babies or if they're just like young children that can still kind of like eat things on their own, kill
If
things
we-
on their own.
If we had some
just saying.
immunity or resistance to air effects, that would be good when we come back. So,
It might be a thing.
yeah, in case like
But we need to get rid of this this air sickness first of all, altitude sickness. And I need to come back with a couple more flying things like fruit of flying or stuff like that.
where are we at on the map?
Right here. Alright. Your breathing becomes labored as the air seems to thin. You find yourselves becoming exhausted more easily as you negotiate your way endlessly upward. Each step is an effort to avoid twisting an ankle or losing your foothold and falling. As you reach the summit, you survey the staggering panorama of the forest ridge. A riot of trees seem to pour down the slopes and recede in the distance as far as the eye can see. The whole forest moves as if it is alive. The sight reminds you of standing in the highest bleachers of Tears Arena and seeing the crowd looking down on those densely packed mobs of people in the causeways. That's what it looks like when you see all the trees waving back and forth in the breeze. At the crest of the forest, just a few hundred feet below you, a tiny compound of thatch roof huts. It seems in danger of being washed away by the surging tide of trees. So, sort of clinging to the side of the mountain there, you walk up and there's a gate. And as you get close, you can see there are halflings. Many, many halflings. They're not necessarily doing anything. They're just milling about. They're hanging out. A couple of them are playing cards. Some of them are eating. Several of them are picking berries. The little fellows, they see your group approaching and they all look up curiously. Many of them are going to run over to the party, and some of them in broken common are going to say, "Have food? You give food to us now? Would you kind traveler kind food give to us? Yes."
I would assume we just took a bunch of that air drake flesh, so I will just take a big stack of air drake steaks and just hand them to them.
The halflings, overjoyed to receive the bounty of meat, will immediately begin snatching up nearby plants to make a campfire, a bonfire to cook. Quickly, many other halflings seeing the commotion, will come to see what's going on. And soon there's got to be 70 or 80 halflings in this courtyard here, pouring through the gate, just chirping away with their high-pitched voices, yammering in halfling. And does anybody speak halfling here?
Nope.
I don't.
All right, so you can't understand a word that's being said by these halflings, but they seem thankful for the meat.
If I only, so before, let's say there was only like a dozen of them before, I gave them like a pound a piece or something. Like, I pull out like another stack of meat and I'd be like, here's more.
Yeah, all right.
Like 100 pounds of meat on me. I just give them another stack of another stack of meat.
If you guys look up, there's a man, and he comes out of a building, and he leans over a wall, and he calls down to you, and he says, "Oh, traveler!" So you see a tall human with a wide, friendly grin, and he's going to stride down towards you. And he says, "Stay right there, I'll be there in a moment." And he hikes down the hill and around the corner, and he pushes through. He's a tall human, dwarfing all of the little halflings. He pushes through the crowd. Many of them barely give him a notice. And he eventually gets over to where you're at, through the throng. He looks around a little bit nervously at the many halflings here. He shoos the children away with bird-like hoots and turns to the party, and he says, "Well, what have we here? Visitors. What might you be looking for? Far from home, are we?"
Yeah, we're looking for one of our friends that came this way.
A friend came this way. Who?
Corganard. Do you know him by any chance?
I do not. An interesting name, that. Corganard. I'm sure if I knew someone, I would remember.
He looked quite angelic. Radiant, almost.
A magic user of some sort.
He had wings. That's probably very descriptive of a person.
Well, I'm afraid I can't help you, but maybe one of my other guests will know something. My name is Schiller. I am the master of Outpost 23, although many call it Outpost 0 since it's no longer an official establishment. These halflings here, they're refugees. Apparently something with the bugmen going on a rampage, a real tear. It's driven all the halflings out of the forest ridge into my little outpost here. They're gonna eat me out of house and home in no time if this doesn't end soon.
Is it possible to do an insight on him when he was talking about Corganard?
Sure.
Rolling.
I want to get in on that too.
14.
He seems genuine.
How many of us can try that?
Whoever wants to can roll it.
Okay.
I'll roll for Soul, I'll roll for Orin. Both of them are looking at each other and having a conversation.
-2.
Do you know where these bug creature things are that are terrorizing the halflings?
9.
Schiller will tell you that if you travel northwest, the forest ridge isn't that far from end to end, although the terrain is incredibly difficult if you don't know your way. And on the other side of that, there is a vast plains that the Thrycreen are known to occupy in great numbers. But in their madness, many of them have been pushing into the forest ridge, into the home of the halflings, and causing all of this refugee action here. I have one rule here: cause no trouble. If you give me
Who's
trouble,
pushing
I'll
in?
feed you to the halflings.
Who is pushing in to the halflings area?
Thrycreen.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a farmland in this hilly outpost?
He lets out an exhausted sigh and says, "Well, we did. He says, "Follow me," and he leads you up the hill and around the corner. He'll point out. He says, "That's my guard post over there, but you'll see these are our local farm areas here, and the halflings have pretty much picked them clean. It's not good, not good, I tell you." But anyway, let me grab you some keys. I've got keys to some unused guest houses, and if you'll follow me up here, and he leads you up a causeway, and he eventually brings the party to these buildings here, where he offers whoever wants them a key to one or the other building. You can see this one. For large guests, Taurus and Ulrich, he'll hand you a key for that building. This building over here has 3 medium beds in it. Soul's gonna grab one of those.
If we are staying in your outpost for a while, I'll make sure to stop by your garden and bless them. I do have druidic magic that may be able to help a bit. Although I don't know if that'll still help feeding all the refugees. Your gardens are quite small, no offense.
Yes, small and nearly barren. This is the Forest Ridge, though. You don't understand. Usually living off the land is quite easy. The halflings, they just walk through the forest, picking whatever food they want for the day off the trees, and if they're hungry for meat, they'll catch whoever they can come across.
Can we trade them our meat?
Probably.
I asked her.
They are receptive to any offers of food. It seems like there's a lot of you. There's another building across the way, and he points to a building with 3 small rooms. None of you are small, though. He says, up at the top of the hill, there's more guest houses. Up near the canteen. And he'll say, if you're interested in meeting the other guests, you can follow me. Here is the well. He points to the well over here. It's not quite as much of a stream as it appears here on this map. It's more of like a deep well that you can get water out of. He'll point out the canteen is at the top of the hill up there, and that's where most of the guests are gathered, and they all have interesting stories to tell. He'll tell you, this is a safe place, though. I don't want you to cause any trouble here. I don't care if you're here looking for an enemy or an escaped slave. As long as they are here at Outpost 23, they are under my protection. And likewise, any who threatens you, they will have to answer to me. You have my protection as well. Understand?
Okay.
Okay, somebody responded. Thanks. And then he'll also tell you, watch out for the halflings. Use caution. I won't be responsible if you get yourselves eaten.
They seem like friendly to me.
He laughs. He laughs long and hard. He says, ask Caspar about that.
Yes, Gaspar?
Yeah, he points up at the canteen.
I tell him, well, I just fed them, so they probably will be good for a little while, maybe?
Well, I have to return to my business over at the guard post. If you should need me, seek me there. I'll answer more of your questions if I can. But the recent events with the halflings has kept me very busy, and I have to send some ravens to some allies that might be able to provision food and bring it into the mountains before I'm eaten out of house and home here. The winter is long and hard in the mountains. Did you have any final questions?
I'm gonna speak telepathically to the group to Ringside and say, is there anything? Does everything sound normal in your opinion?
It sounded pretty legit, at least. maybe not normal given the circumstances that there's refugees. I don't think that's a normal occurrence.
Ringsight's going to say, his surface thoughts are genuine. He seems to have concern in a protective nature, fatherly almost.
Maybe we should go and see those guests and see what they have to say. The ones at the canteen.
I want to ask him about before he leaves us.
Yeah.
I want to ask him about the air drakes and stuff like that, and other wildlife around the parts. I don't want to tell him that we killed the air drake. That's fine. Well, I guess he already knows we killed the air drake because I just gave the halflings a bunch of air drake meat.
He says, yes, terrible, terrible beasts. They have plagued this region for years. The halflings, they usually keep to the trees, and the air drakes pay them no mind. But the air drake hunting grounds near the peaks, they are definitely dangerous territory. And recently, due to the migration of beasts and halflings, it's been causing the air drakes to hunt further from their peaks. It's been causing quite a ruckus. They've even flown over our little town here once or twice, but yeah, they don't see our buildings as food. Usually we're indoors, and we don't get noticed very much.
Well, I told him about the one we just killed. We killed a mother. And it took us a while, but we tracked it to its lair. We tracked down where its lair by assessing all the nearby peaks, and we found we didn't want to engage, but from what we could tell, there was 3 of them, 3 babies or adolescents. We're not sure.
He nods and says, yes, it's an infestation. I've been warned. Caspar scouted it for me. And he's quite knowledgeable about air drakes.
Oh, maybe that's the man I should talk to. We're thinking of clearing that. If you'd like to give us a quest to do that.
Oh, a mighty and dangerous task indeed to attack an air drake in its lair. I'll tell you, a couple of mercenaries that have passed through here, they boasted that they could handle it as well, and they never returned. I don't want to see you harmed. I don't like travelers in my care to die on the mountain peak if I can avoid it. I pride myself on seeing that survivors make it in this part of the world. My little outpost is all about bringing a little bit of civilization from the tablelands into the wild reaches. You understand?
Well, like you said, we've already killed the mother, and it'd be best for us to take care of these adolescents before they become full on. And without the control of the mother, they would surely run rampant on your area.
Well, he spreads his hand wide and he says, we're simple mountain folk here. I have little to offer in the way of a reward other than my eternal gratitude and possibly a promise that whenever you come through you have a place to stay, a warm roof over your head, and food to eat.
Hospitality is a plus.
And water. We do have a well. Hard to come by in the tablelands. You'll find it's a little easier to acquire water here in the mountains. High in the mountains there tend to be lakes and streams that go down into the lowlands.
I was thinking more of establishing passage between across the mountain range. Maybe some of your more knowledgeable people could help us map a path and mark it towards Tyr, so that we can establish a safer route to travel.
Nah, the route actually is remarkably safe, except for those air drakes. If they weren't haunting this mountainside, yeah, the beasts, the regular wildlife tend to be nothing of concern. It's mostly the cliffs and the climbing and the thin air that puts people down for the count here.
like I said, if you guys, if we can take care of those air drakes for you, and we can establish, and we can make the region safer for you, so you guys could establish more of a presence in the mountains, you know, patrols and such for maybe some lost travelers or travelers who have succumbed to that altitude sickness and whatnot. We'd like to start establishing trade routes from here to here. You could be the gateway to the region for us.
He's going to tell you this is the last outpost on the edge of the world. The merchant houses, they care nothing for this place. What profit have they to find here in these forsaken lands overrun by bugmen and cannibal halflings? He says that last part in whispered tones, not to offend any.
Resources, my friend. Resources. You are on a frontier. The tablelands are barren barren usually. This lush area presents opportunities. We just haven't figured out how much of an opportunity.
All right. Well, as I said, I'm quite busy. Let me get back to my work. You look like you've been on the road. Rest, relax, recuperate, and chat with the other travelers. I'm sure they'd be overjoyed to have somebody new to talk to.
Cool. Sounds good. It's nice to meet you. I need to tend to my bride-to-be.
All right.
Been traveling.
Soul says, I heard there's a party and food. I'm gonna go check out this canteen. And he heads up the hill. Orin follows. Ringsight follows.
And go with them.
I've talked enough. I'm gonna roll my athletics checks now.
All right. I talked to Sia about what he wanted his character to do. Stepping into the canteen, there's a lot of interesting characters throughout the building here. Just looking around, Soul is going to spot that there's a man sitting at a table over here, and sort of draped across his lap is a half-elf woman, scantily clad, with a drink in her hand. And she's just sort of leaning up against Scourus here, and they're sort of idly chatting. On the other side of the room, there's a man named Wheelock, and Wheelock is incredibly strange looking. His bizarre appearance, his skin is very pale, and his arms and his bald head are threaded with leather thongs, moist with the discharge from small wounds through which they pass. His chalky white skin has a bluish tint on his lips, and his eyes are dull and cloudy and seem unable to focus, and he rocks back and forth with his head tilted to one side, as if he were listening to something that nobody else can hear.
Are we gonna do any more combat tonight?
No.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep listening, but I need to run to go pick something up real quick. I'm just gonna go on my phone.
Okay. Sitting next to Wheelock is a man who introduces himself as Toth. Toth is an assistant to Wheelock. That's pretty much all he says. Toth is a human. He's dressed in some sort of like priestly robes, but they're simple brown fabrics. And he seems to be tending to some of Wheelock's discharge, some of the pus leaking out of his wounds. Toth is just sort of idly doing a medicine check on him and doing a pretty good job.
Can I do a medicine check as well?
Sure.
26.
26. It doesn't look like he has a disease. It looks like he's suffering from the effects of a poison.
Needing some assistance?
Wheelock does not respond to you. Toth is going to look up at you and say, No, I've got this. This is really nothing to concern you.
Looks like your friend is poisoned.
Toth smiles and says, Oh, is that what it looks like? No, he'll be fine.
I want to roll an insight check to see if he's the one that poisoned him.
Okay.
It sounds devious the way he says it.
Yeah, I'd like to do a religion check on that dude as well. In case he's a cleric with a 24.
Well, that's a sad roll. 11.
Okay.
I get a 24 religion check on Toth.
You identify Toth has a holy symbol of the earth around his neck. So he is an earth cleric of some kind.
You are a brother cleric.
He nods. He says, Ah, yes. The earth is a beautiful thing, and the preservation of it should be important to all.
I could cure your friend if you don't have the capacities.
He shakes his head and he says, If you're going to press on the issue, years of exposure to various poisons have reduced Wheelock's ability to care for himself. I provide this care for him. But in addition, it also renders him immune to almost all the effects of almost all the poisons that exist.
Has he been doing this to himself?
He has been doing this to himself for many years. Don't spread this too far and wide, but he is known among certain circles as one of the greatest poison crafters in the world.
Oh, I have a friend that might be interested. Does he do any business?
He chuckles and says, Not unless you've got a pair of tits.
Mhm.
This guy's self might help.
Ulrich has
No.
one of the biggest ones in the world.
Well, we have how about some half giant tits? Does those work for you?
He shrugs. He's unsure. Never tried.
It's the prettiest of all half-giants.
The biggest. That's the words you're supposed to be saying. Biggest.
All right, hang on. Something happens.
But don't offer up my bride. It's not fucking her.
The woman in the corner that was draped across the man's lap, the stoic man, dressed in very, very like military proper clothing, with a scowl on his face in the corner with a woman draped across his lap. She perks up. She's a red-haired, stunning woman with bright blue eyes. She's going to have like an impish, flirtatious look on her face, and she's going to hop up as all these new people come in, and she's going to come over. She kind of like winks and smiles at Wheelock, who for the first time makes a move as if he's actually paying attention, and his cloudy eyes actually turn to observe her as she winks at him, and he just gives a little shudder and goes, Ugh. Okay, so she comes over and says, Who are you? And she tries to introduce herself as Delia to Grimorn and Morg.
I'm Grimorn, Fire Cleric of Tyr. I'm the leader of the Shrine of Tyr. This is our friend Sol.
All right. Sol is going to do a performance, and she's very impressed. Orin is going to hide in the corner and try not to be seen.
And who are you?
And
Ringsight
I
is
am
going to
Lord.
stare at everybody and make them uncomfortable.
dig into their brains.
And who might you be?
She says, my name is Delia. I'm a traveler. I've been traveling with this grumpy fucker over here, Scaurus. She pokes fun at him, and he just lets out a gruff grunt at the insult.
And what takes you to this town? This is kind of a desolated area to be in.
She smiles and says, "Ah, the edge of the world. You find such interesting characters out here."
And what characters are you referring to that are over here that you find interesting,
Oh,
besides your friend there?
well, I've never seen anybody like old Wheelock in the corner over there. Toth, his
quite
tender
special.
is his tender is rather attractive, but he seems more interested in doing medicine than on other frivolities. And she says, "Old Caspar over there, he's rarely in town here. That old hunter loves the forest more than he loves the drink. It does taste a little like donkey piss around here, but what can you do? The hard scrub that they brew their beers out of on this mountaintop aren't the most flavorful of brews, and the spices they acquire, while tasteful, are a little exotic for my palate."
And anything special you notice in this town of halflings?
The halflings are a new addition. They've only recently arrived. It took them a while to gather in large numbers coming through the forest ridge before they all gathered here. I imagine this event's been ongoing for some time, although few pieces of information come this far.
As it started when the psionic effect have been all weird.
Ah, yes. Everybody with the gift, with the talent in the way, has come down with a terrible headache. I myself have been unable to do almost anything with my own abilities, meager as they were. She's gonna flirt with you. Ooh, look at that. She's got a 20.
Wait, who's she flirting with?
Grimorn.
We're both half elf, I guess.
She's attracted to men of authority and wealth. Buy a girl a
But
drink,
he's
will you?
quiet.
Charisma check 20. You look like you can afford the top shelf wine around here.
Top shelf. Yeah, most likely.
She was commenting that the beer was not very tasty, but the wine, though expensive, is quite good. Imported.
I'll pay around for everyone. We
Ah.
just came back from a large, terrible battle, killing a hair drake.
Oh, everybody in the room is impressed. The man in the back of the room, old Caspar, he was sitting off by himself, and though his wide-brimmed hat hides his face, he does tilt upward to glance at the party after you say that you've defeated an air drake, and he begins to look you all over with an insight check. He reveals his face, which is badly scarred. He scoffs and he says, "You don't look like the sort that could tackle an air drake. None of you even have a bow," and with that, he's going to stand up and grab his bow from the wall, and it's easily as tall as he is. One of the biggest longbows you've ever seen. And he says, This is a true hunter's bow. A weapon designed for killing air drakes. It's got both the range and the penetration to cut through their hides. What have you got?"
Out of my, like, underneath my, I guess, the costume that covers my armor a little bit, I pull a necklace and I have the claws of a fire drake and a hair drake attached to it.
I'm
Alright.
standing in Drake armor. Excuse me.
Alright. He rolls insight and he nods and says, "Impressive."
Flex.
Flex.
My favorite enemy is the air drake. I hunt them. Quite a dangerous foe, though.
Well, we found more in the mountains, very, very high.
He nods and he says, it's difficult terrain, quite cold.
It's not difficult when we can fly.
Ah, indeed. I'd very much like to kill those air drakes, but I was waiting for a few people to assist me in the prospect. If you'd like to kill them, I'd gladly go with you in the effort.
Is Saul and our other party members, even after we took a long rest, are they still affected by the air sickness thing? They have to return to lower altitude for that to go away, right?
I need to check how many times a day he can cast that spell. Ringsight can fix it.
Ulrich and Taurus are taking a nap.
Okay.
In the hut.
He can cast it twice a day. All right, so you would have to take a short rest, but he could
They're
fix
taking
it.
a long rest. Long.
And you have Omen with the two of you, huh? So. Yeah.
Well, the point is, he casts the spell, and there's an hour in there, and during that hour, you can take a short rest. And in a short rest, you can remove a level of exhaustion. But it has to be in a control wind that's pressurizing the area you're in for that whole hour. So it requires that he maintains concentration for the whole hour, and that you take that short rest to get it. And that can happen within your long rest if you want to do it, just to cut down on time taken.
I'm sure we could use some help. Do we know, or is it just you that was telling us that there was like a bunch in there?
Yeah, it's like a whole family of air drakes. Yeah. Caspar is going to tell you the air drake is pregnant and hungry, and feeding the young has caused the alpha to hunt everything in the area, hunting it barren. If not for the influx of wildlife from the forest ridge driven out by the halflings, the air drake surely would have attacked this town by now. The situation was growing dangerous, so if you're interested in taking up the quest, I would be interested in dealing with it.
Yeah. What do you think, Morg? We could probably use the help from this. What are you, a ranger or a hunter?
He nods. I am one of the most skilled rangers in the world.
I see. Can I take a look at the bow? What does it look like?
It is a heavily enchanted magic bow. It does 2d8 damage. It does a whole extra dice of damage above a longbow.
Oh, wow.
And he'll tell you, if I can score a critical hit with this, it does tremendous damage. However, I must yell the activation word. Sky Piercer! And the bow glows for a second with a little bit of a shimmer when he says it.
Interesting artifact. We had a friend ranger that would have probably enjoyed having a weapon like that one. That was a long time ago.
Indeed. So, Caspar, when you're talking to him up close now, you can see that he's missing both ears and half of his face. Like a lot of his cheek is missing, and whenever he speaks, there's a bit of a whistle to everything he says, and a bit of a slur. He doesn't quite pronounce everything right. And a little bit of drool comes out of the corner of his mouth whenever he speaks for longer than a few seconds at a time.
Would a restoration help with that?
Restoration would help with that, probably.
I asked him, would you want me to help you with those wounds of yours?
His eyes widen in shock, and he says, "How powerful a cleric are you?"
I've been known to do some minor miracles.
Well, he has never been able to find healing for it that could regenerate his face. Most of the healers he's talked to have said they could They could fix him up. They could heal it over to where it would be scar tissue like it is, but they couldn't restore what was lost. They couldn't regenerate my face.
Well, this would hurt, so you know, but I could probably fix you a bit.
I'd
Because
be very
my
grateful.
My powers come from the Lord of Flames, so
All right, are you going to do it?
It's gonna look all melted.
I'm gonna remelt it and reform it together. So I'm gonna put my hands on his face, and he's gonna feel his face
Like
just
plastic surgery.
yeah. It starts
Going into speed bump.
melting back into his original form.
All right. You fix Caspar's deformed face. His hand is also missing several fingers. So I assume, like, the restoration just restores everything. All right. He's incredibly thankful. He says, I'll never forget this. Fire Cleric Grimorn, I'll be in your service for life.
Well, that's only if we survive that battle against those hair drakes.
If you need a guide here in the Forest Ridge, I speak the Halfling language, and my skills as a ranger will allow you to travel through the Forest Ridge without being slowed by the rough terrain.
You having maybe talk with some of the animals or some of the people from around there. Maybe have you ever seen a angelic type of being walking by, traveling through?
He thinks about it.
It would have been very noticeable. You probably would have felt his power as well.
He says, now that you mention it, I think one of the halflings was spreading a rumor about a shining man. I didn't think much of it at the time, but it bears some resemblance to this character you're speaking of.
Oh yeah.
Do you know that halfling?
It was one of the
He's
rangers.
smaller and longer back then.
The rangers separate from the other refugees?
Yeah, you can tell them apart. The rangers are more skilled than the average refugee.
When I meant there, are they separate? Are there a specific place they're staying at? Do you know?
Everywhere. The halflings are mostly staying in the lower part of the outpost, down by the gate.
Do you think you could
Okay.
take him to take us to him, and maybe ask him a little bit more questions?
Sure. Although the halfling doesn't know anything else.
Okay. You just seen something.
But Korganar definitely came through here. He was spotted by a halfling.
Seems like we're on the right path.
Are we going to the halfling, or what are we doing now?
I don't know. Do you want to talk to other people?
So Sol requested that he mac on the half-elven chick, so I'm going to roll a charisma check. He's trying to impress her. He has a 21. She counters. Oh, 14. All right. Delia and Sol, they're getting along well, and they're going to change the location a little bit, and they're going to retreat to one of the guest houses over here.
He's gonna get robbed.
Garth, are you jealous at all?
Scorus sniffs and says, "Of her? Ha! I've got no interest in that wench. Wouldn't trust her as far as I can spit." And with that, he spits off to the side into the dust, where A hiding Orin hastily jumps out of the way like a ninja, and Spider walks up into the corner, into the rafters.
So, why did you have her on your lap then?
Ah, women will do as they please. That one is unaccountable. A chaotic wench.
But you travel with her?
Who, me? No, no, no. We just happen to be here at the same time. Sometimes,
okay.
sometimes we talk, but it's only to avoid the boredom. You'll notice that he has a Tyrian accent.
Hmm. Do you know about us then? Since you're from Tyr, how long has it been since you've been to Tyr?
He seems a little shaken that you've recognized that he's from Tyr from his accent, but then he thinks about it for a second. Says, "Ah, I should have known by the accent you are also from Tyr. It's been quite a while since I've been back there."
Did you know that the Sorcerer King was dead?
Ah, yes, that was the last thing I heard.
Yeah. We helped liberate the
Have-
city.
Have you been there since then, or you just heard rumors about it?
No, I don't think I will be returning to Tyr anytime. I rather like it out here on the edge of the known world, surrounded by squabbling halflings. It's got its pros and cons, I suppose.
Yeah, you don't get captured by the people that do not want to see you in Tyr anymore, I guess, huh?
Oren rolled an insight, and using his telepathy, he says to Grimorn, "I think he's lying. He's hiding something."
Does he look like he has Templar armor or something?
He's dressed very, what's the word? He's like very tidy, like a military man, but in civilian clothing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you can tell he's got the buzz cut, and he buttons up his shirt very carefully, tucks all of his clothes in properly, sits up very, very straight. He looks like a military man, but he's not in uniform.
So you don't miss the Sorcerer King of Tyr at all?
No. Those sorcerer kings, quite terrible. He was taking slaves, many slaves, and those who did not deserve to be made slaves even, and working them to death. I don't approve. Slavery is all right, as long as the slave is treated well enough. But to wastefully kill so many and just to build a building that you could accomplish the same task if it took an extra year or two without killing as many, I just disagree with it.
Have you ever disobeyed an order by any chance?
I don't want to talk about it.
No. But we're not bounty hunters. If you have anything to hide, you can tell us.
Schiller wouldn't approve if you were.
We liberated the city of Tyr and all of the slaves, so give them an opportunity to grow their own food.
He rolls an insight on you. He's not very trusting.
So you've never heard anything about the heroes of Tyr who helped kill the Sorcerer King? Or have you ever heard anything about the war between Tyr and Uruk?
Yeah, some rumors for sure. I had heard that the war was won.
Grimorn and I, and as well as Sol, the one that just walked off with Delia, we're from there, and we're the three of us at least. We had a few others with us, but they're no longer here with us anymore. We're some of the commanders from that army during the battle with Uruk.
I see. Military men from Tyr, then. Is that how it is?
No.
Hey,
more
Hey, guys,
freelancers.
More,
was the
more or
battle-
less, not exactly military.
We've helped with the liberation, and we became friendly with the liberators, which asked us to for favors.
All right. Ringsight is going to butt into the conversation, and he's going to telepathically communicate with Scorus and preach to him that he brings you love and he means you no harm, and the winged elephant can cleanse him of his sins. He can be absolved of his past deeds, and it's okay. He doesn't need to worry about us. And Scorus, he finally bends a little bit under all the onslaught of all of this like preachiness, and he's like, all right, fine. I was a Templar of Tyr, but I ran away. I abandoned my duties, and I came all the way out here. I wanted nothing to do with it. So, if you recall, at the time when you were gathering the armies for Tyr, there were a lot of Templars that had bailed, that had run away from Tyr. And you had gathered a lot of them to come back. But Scaurus was one of the ones that didn't, and he's been gone this whole time. That's just a callback to, like, so many months ago. That's like 8 months ago that happened.
It's like a year ago.
So that's a
Well,
wild
things-
callback.
Things are a bit different now after the Sorcerer King's been gone. So, would you think about returning to Tyr?
He didn't realize that things had changed so much, and you convince him that he actually could return home now and it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, if you have family over there.
He thought for sure he'd be hanged if he returned as a deserter.
No, the leadership
mean-
is very different and a little bit more forgetful for some of these events of the past.
He was also wary of bounty hunters coming to look for him here, but Schiller protects him.
And if you go to Tyr and you want to refuge until you can solve some issues, you can go to my shrine at the entrance of the city.
Indeed.
Yeah, some of the clerics in charge might be able to help you get in contact with the right people.
Is this a new shrine? I don't remember there being a shrine in Tyr.
It was evoked. It was brought up after the defeat, and we came from burning all the corpse of the soldiers of Hurrick.
That must have been a sight to behold.
Indeed, hundreds and hundreds of corpses lit on fire in a giant pyre.
And all the plants
It's-
started
it's,
growing again around the
almost
city
festival.
afterwards. It was quite the event. Well, you can let them know that you've met Grimoire, and they will help you.
All right. Did you want to ask anybody else about Korganard?
Maybe him. Like, have you heard our conversation with Caspar about the creature, the glowing creature that passed by? Have you ever, by any chance, seen it or heard about it?
Nah. Scorus doesn't know anything. He keeps to himself mostly, and he spends a lot of time indoors reading. So he didn't see any traveler that matches that description come through here. Korganard didn't actually come through Outpost Zero. He avoided the town, which is why only a halfling
Okay.
spotted him.
And the surrounding.
Yeah.
So this is not the town that he was talking about.
I feel like we're missing somebody. Oh, yeah. There's a mole and a dwarf, but they're not in the canteen. They're in this patio area out here, outdoors, hanging out separately. So you haven't interacted with everybody. Just keep that in mind.
You want to talk to to that mole over there?
All right. Oren sneaks around through the rafters, hops down out a window, crawls down the side of the house. Ring sight. takes Scaurus by his hands and holds his hands and says, "It's gonna be all right." And then he goes at you. Another mull. What brings you here into the mountains?
Well, we're looking for the ancient one, Korganard. He's angelic-like. Have you seen anything shiny like him?
No, doesn't ring a bell. Have you asked the halflings?
Oh.
They see everything that happens in the forest ridge. I don't trust those little savages. Look at them, scattered around the ground, staring at us. Soon they'll have stripped the forest bare, and we'll all be done for. But they do see everything.
We'll make our way down and speak with them. Thank you for the advice. But what are you doing here? Are you from around here?
By his accent, you can tell he's Tyrion. And he says, I traveled up into the mountains. I'd heard there were a lot of slavers taking slaves, and I didn't want any part of that, so I fled high into the mountains where none of them would follow me.
Well, Tyr's free now, so could go back if you wanted to.
Ah, that's interesting. A free Tyr. After escaping Calic's slave pits, I never thought I'd heard the phrase "a free Tyr," the free city Tyr. It just doesn't feel real when I say it.
Well, Calic is actually dead, and one of the Templars that turned against him, he is now the leader of the city, and we're helping rebuild the city.
He seems to disbelieve it.
Well, disbelieve it if you like, but if you ever are so inclined, the city will always be there. Well, maybe.
He says,
Hopefully
Tyr's always had slaves, and it always will have slaves. This is likely just a trick to draw people back in before enslaving them once again.
Can I use my not my telepathic? I have this ability, the psionic ability to show an image inside the head of other people.
Yeah.
And I'd like to show him the moment where the Sorcery King got the spear through his heart.
Ah, very impressive. You saw it with your own eyes, then.
Yeah, we were actually in the arena. We were just like you at the time, part of the pit, and we joined the gladiators and fought against the creatures when he was trying to absorb the energy of all the living beings. But that was interrupted by the rebellion.
Well, I imagine the new boss is the same as the old boss. It's only a matter of time before they start taking slaves again. I think I'll stay here.
Well, you can always. It's really up to you.
The drink's not very good, but as long as the halflings don't eat me, I think this is a fine place to live out my days.
And what is your profession? What do you do?
Laborer, mostly. Porter, carrying things. Quite athletic. I can lift heavy objects and carry them far and wide. I can force march for days.
Have you ever been part of a merchant house?
He says, no. He always served the king, one of Calic's slaves. He's happy Calic's dead.
You were put in the mole fighting pits?
He wasn't in the arena. He was more of just a laborer, not much of a fighter. He's usually
Prob-
carrying
probably,
pampered nobles around.
probably part of that crowd that we were in at the beginning.
Yeah, could be.
Well, if ever you feel like you're in danger and there's no other path for you, you should come back to Tyr. I'm sure there's some work for someone like you. Like I've offered other people, go to the fire shrine at the entrance of the city. And there's always some work in the fields.
So, sitting across from Sarid is a young dwarf with an Uric accent named Drayden. And he overhears you talking about the Avengion earlier. And he'll tell you, months ago, I heard some of the halflings talking about a shining man with gossamer wings. They said he passed south through the ridge and spread light beneath the darkness of the trees. He volunteers the warning, be certain of yourself before venturing into those trees. It is unlike anything you have seen. Under the canopy of the forest, the darkness becomes suffocating. Close your eyes and you can hear life breathing all around you. Here, all your instincts are wrong. All you can do is stay alive and listen. And listen too hard, it will immobilize you. You'll be analysis paralysis. You won't know what to do because it'll be so all-encompassing, all around you. The creatures of the forest ridge, a dangerous place it is. Many travelers lose their wits fixing on the sound of rustling leaves and snapping twigs. They're not used to it after coming out of the desert where all you can hear is the blowing sands and the tumbleweeds.
Is the dark a magical kind of darkness, or is it okay if we bring torches and lanterns?
Nah, it's just regular darkness. It's just a dark forest.
Maybe enchanted.
But to people that aren't used to forests, this is just to get across that forests are really spooky. When you're used to the desert, an ancient jungle full of halflings and monsters is one of the most extreme terrains on the planet that nobody is used to except for a couple of rangers. Maybe the occasional druid or halfling.
Maybe Cass can help us. Guide us.
Yeah, we've been through a jungle before, naked, and but with barely a weapon in the Red Moon games.
That is true. You remember that creature, the tree, that attacked us?
Yeah, we survived it. We'll be fine. Is there anything specifically dangerous that you think we should be aware of in the forest? Just
Have
the
you ever
noises?
seen a sloth? The Athasian sloth is a real menace here.
No, what does it do?
Ah, they're just fearsome beasts. Incredibly vicious.
Are they very large?
He'll,
Never heard of a sloth before.
I'll tell you about the sloth. The sloth is a man-sized creature. The Athasian sloth is fast, cunning, and very bloodthirsty. A family of sloths can eat a whole halfling village in one night and is usually not afraid to try. The Athasian sloth is a large creature with brown fur. It usually has light tan and brown or light gray and green spots, making it easy for the sloth to blend in with the foliage of the forest ridge. They make no sound that anyone else can hear. Despite this, they seem to communicate very well with each other, making well-coordinated attacks. The sloth is a territorial animal and defends its territory fiercely. A small forest may only have one or two families of Athasian sloths. Athasian sloths never attack one another, and if the parents are killed, the young sloths are likely to be adopted by the first adult sloth that they can find. The Athasian sloths prefer trees as their lair and as their method of travel, hopping through the trees and leaping down on unsuspecting victims with their tremendous 30-foot leap.
Very specific.
Well, we'll try to avoid tree branches and go in the middle of them then, I suppose.
Well, if you've never traveled in the forest, this is a common threat here. One of the most dangerous and aggressive animals you're likely to run into.
Probably
And they
easier to
hunt
kill
in
them.
packs?
Yeah, they are pack hunters. Lots of them.
Probably easier to kill than a hair drake.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just a medium creature. They are not a huge legendary monster. But they're tough. He says they're about as strong as a Clar, so, you know, like in the CR3
How many
range.
of them are in a pack usually?
It's the pack thing that we have to be careful with.
Good question. Phasian Sloth. Let me look that up real quick.
Oh, it's good we have a direction to go to. And where did Sol go with that woman?
Into the building next door.
Let's go spy on them.
If this hut's a rockin', don't come a knockin'.
I'm gonna have to cure Sol of gonorrhea again.
1 to 4, solitary or family. So you're likely to run into 4 Athasian sloths in the forest ridge.
But what if we fly above them?
They got a 30-foot jump. How high are you flying?
No, we're not there yet.
If you're
The
flying
giant-
high above the treetops, you definitely could avoid it.
Yeah,
They are
the
a
giants.
mostly ground-based creature. All right. Orin gets bored of the conversation, and he's going to explore town. At some point, he's going to find this storehouse over here that is locked, and he's going to pick the lock. He rolls a 1. He fails to pick the lock. He's going to go to the guest house with a tiny bed, and he's going to sleep in it with his legs dangling off the end. And feel sad about not being able to pick locks.
Shall we go visit the halflings?
I kind of want to ask that lady to help us. Maybe she can convince that Wheelock to sell us some of his poisons. I'm pretty sure that Orin would like to get some of those poisons.
All right, that's a thought.
Why would she help us though? Because she's sleeping with Sol?
Yes,
Yes.
Sol might be able to convince her.
Why can Sol not just convince him himself?
Wheelock does not talk to men. At all.
Only women.
Oh, right. He wants titties, I forgot.
He completely ignores everybody, sort of as if he's blind and deaf, like you don't even exist to him. But if a woman walks by and says something to him, he will respond.
Is the house rattling when we go by?
Nah, they're done. Sol was playing beautiful music and she was dancing. So they're having a good time, but he's soon to be married. So he's like, I cannot, milady. I am soon to be wed to my beautiful blushing bride, the 400-pound maiden.
I haven't worked on that one again.
That is, it's what the bachelor party's for, isn't it?
Yep. He needs his
So,
honor to be intact.
We pretty much is doing this in-town stuff and then preparing to go back to the Drakes with Caspar.
Well, you have the option. You can travel through the forest ridge on your official mission, or you can detour to the peak and fight the Drakes.
Is
I
the
love-
peaks down south where Korgrenard was, or no?
You know, that's kind of
Which
weird that
direction?
it says that he's going south because he's really traveling more like west. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a portal that was north of here, and that's why he was traveling south.
I'm not sure. Like maybe we want to see what the rest of the group where they want to go. If they want to go face the Drakes, since we have the help from Castbot. And,
The Drakes will always be there, but the Cyanatrix thing, they really want you to get to that as quickly as possible, and finding out what happened to Korganard is also pretty vital. But, yeah, it might not take long. Yeah. A one-day detour.
That's what
Mm,
detour, you know?
Greedy for those hides.
Yeah.
Invisible
Well-
and lightning proof? Yes, please.
Well, I am getting ready to fall asleep. Well, time for me to hit the old dusty trail.
Yeah, and we're missing a bunch of players, so we should probably call it there.
that was a good session.
Yeah, I just
I'm good.
wish people would show up on a Thursday.
Oh, Ninja, you saw I rolled a 32 for my athletics check, right?
Yeah, what was that for exactly? Are you just showing off?
That was me and Ulrich rocking the guest house.
Okay.
you broke the house.
You break all the beds. The roof collapses.
So what do you guys think about those pictures I put in Discord?
I didn't see them yet. Jodab, did you read what I wrote in the chat? I gave you and Ulrich 26 good berries to share.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, because it
The
looked
fine
like you guys
lady
were both
wife.
real damaged.
She's a looker.
Is that Saul's grade of wife? Is that
Yep. She looks like a troll.
She have pointy ears.
She's got that.
Is she not a human?
She's
What
got
race
that
is she?
leg tat. She's a human.
Oh,
She's a distant cousin of Aegis of Asticles, a powerful psionicist, so she likely has some psionic potential.
What I was gonna say is that I want to go for the Drake nest cave, whatever, because I'm sure that Drake has a horde at least.
So he's-
And we didn't really get any loot from it.
So he's gonna have like a mind-reading wife, and he's always gonna be on the road, and she's gonna get really jealous.
never gonna be able to light her?
She's got the tattoo on her leg, so you know she had a history. She liked to party in college. Back in the school of the way with Lady Chessia. The school
Alright,
of
guys.
thought.
Good night.
Good night, man.
Good
Good
night.
night.
All right, I'm going to pack the table and end it, and then you can save. And I'll end the stream there. Thanks for watching out in Twitch land.
Good night, guys.